Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Gospel of John series. Last time, we witnessed an incredible moment at the pool of Bethesda. Jesus sought out a man who had suffered for 38 years, a man defined by weakness and waiting, and with a single word of authority and compassion, Jesus commanded, "Rise, take up your bed, and walk." Immediately, everything changed. Frailty turned to strength. Despair turned to hope. A life bound by limitation was set free in an instant. But this stunning act of mercy didn't go unnoticed. It happened on the Sabbath, and that's where the tension begins. Today, we pick up right where we left off. The religious leader see not a miracle, but a violation, not grace, but a broken rule. Let's turn to John chapter 5, verse 10 to 15, and explore this powerful passage together. Verse 10 to 13. The Jews therefore said to him who was cured, "This is the Sabbath. It is not lawful for you to carry your bed." He answered them, "He who made me well said to me, 'Take up your bed and walk.'" Then they asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, 'Take up your bed and walk'?" But the one who was healed didn't know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, a multitude being in that place. But as the man takes his first unshackled steps, feeling the ancient stone cool and solid beneath his own feet for the first time in decades, a shadow of a different kind falls across his path. It is not the healing shade of the colonnades, but the cold, sharp shadow of the law. The Jewish leaders, their eyes not on the miracle, but on the mat, do not see a life restored. They see a regulation broken. Their rejoicing is strangled by ritual in their word, meticulously ordered by the tradition of man. Carrying a mat on the Sabbath was a grievous work, a transgression against their own elaborate codes. The Mishnah would later codify this chilling precision, listing 39 categories of forbidden labor. But this was not a sacred rest ordained by a merciful God. This was a cage of human construction. They value control over compassion, regulation over restoration. Imagine the staggering blindness. A man once paralyzed, now walking in the footlight of day, and their only question is a critique of his burden. They would rather have a man paralyzed and compliant than whole and transgressing in their view. They would prefer the stillness of the grave over the stirrings of grace. The healed man, bewildered, can only deflect. "The man who made me well," he stammers, "he told me to take up my bed and walk." His obedience was immediate, but his understanding was infantile. He knew the command, but he didn't know. He did not yet know the commander. He knew the power, but not the person. And this is not so often the path of faith. We obey the voice in the shadows before we clearly see the face in the light. We take the first step and understanding follows. But the leader's question about the mat was merely the tip of spear. Their really trembling, furious question was about authority. Who is this man who dares to tell you to break our rules? Who does he think he is? This is the conflict that will now crackle through the gospel, not a debate about healing, but a collision of kingdoms. And Jesus, with divine discretion, had withdrawn into the crowd, for his hour had not yet come. He was not fleeing, but masterfully steering the unfolding drama. His sovereignty, a quiet drumbeat beneath the surface chaoses. The chilling contrast. Where there should have been awe, there was accusation. Where there should have been psalms of joy, there were only petty persecutions. Religious legalism does not just blind us to God's mercy. It causes us to arrest it on the street and put it on trial for breaking our rules. It prefers the paralyzed. It prefers the paralysis of perfection over the beautiful, messy freedom of grace. Verse 14 to 15. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest the worst sin come upon you." The man departed and told the Jews that it was Jesus who made him well. The story does not end with the healed man lost in the celebrating crowd. Jesus, the Good Shepherd, who does not lose a single one of his own, deliberately seeks him out. He finds the man in the temple, a place of worship, not of superstition, no longer lying on a mat by a pool. He stands upright in the house of God, likely offering trembling thanks for a miracle he still does not fully understand. And there, amidst the hallowed silence and the scent of incense, Jesus meets him again. This encounter is not for the body. That work is complete. But for the soul he speaks with a voice that is both palm and blade, brimming with grace and truth. "See, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest the worst sin come upon you." In this, we see the full depths of Christ's mission. He did not come merely as a physician for the body, but as a surgeon for the spirit. He is concerned not only with the symptom, the paralysis, but with the root cause. The healing was a sign. The call to holiness is the substance. Does this mean all sickness is a direct result of a personal sin? Jesus himself will later shatter that very notion. But here, he makes a sobering connection for this particular man. His past had a hand in his pain. And the warning is grave. Continuing down that path could invite a catastrophe far greater than 38 years of physical imprisonment. For what is a worse thing? It is a terror that eclipses a lifetime of paralysis. It is the spiritual paralysis of a soul separated from God, the eternal consequence of unrepentant sin. Jesus, in his fierce love, pulls back the curtain to reveal that the ultimate tragedy is not a broken body, but a lost eternity. This reveals the true purpose of every miracle. They are never the final destination. They are dazzling signposts pointing towards a far deeper transformation, a call to turn from darkness, to embrace holiness, to walk in the newness of a life reconciled to God. Then the man, his healing confirmed, his soul now solemnly charged, goes and tells the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who had made him well. His motive remains a mystery, shrouded in the complexity of human nature. Was it a testimony of gratitude, an irrepressible urge to name his benefactor? Was it an act of fear, shifting the scrutiny of the authority onto the one who commanded him to carry his mat? Or was it simply a straightforward answer to their earlier furious question? We cannot know, but the effect is seismic. His words are the spark. The leaders' simmering irritation over a breached tradition now exploded into a focused, white-hot hostility towards the person of Jesus himself. Their persecution begins, not in spite of the miracle, but because of it. They saw divine power and call it defiance. And so the stage is irrevocably set. The mercy that restored one man's body has ignited the conflict that will consume the Messiah. This is the turning point. The controversy is no longer about a healed man carrying a mat. It's now about the one who possessed the authority to command it. The true confrontation has begun. What began in the hustle shadows of Bethesda porches, a single word spoken to a single soul, now erupts into the blazing light of public controversy. A quiet act of mercy has become the spark that ignites a fire. Imagine the staggering irony. A man, his limbs humming with strength, forgotten for 38 years, stands before them, a living, breathing, walking miracle. Yet the guardians of the law see only the mat he carries. Their eyes, trained for minutiae, are blind to the majesty. Their hearts, hardened by tradition, are numb to the thunderous proclamation of the miracle itself, that the one who heals with the word is none other than the Son of God, moving among them. And so the debate shifts. It is no longer a petty squabble about a burden borne on the Sabbath. The mat is merely the pretext. The true question, now hanging charged in the air like the moment before a storm, is about the man himself. Who is he? Who gave him this authority to command not just a paralyzed body, but to rewrite their sacred rules? Who endowed him with the right to heal on the Sabbath, to place compassion above their cherished custom? This is the confrontation the gospel has been moving toward. And in the silence that follows their furious questioning, Jesus will not retreat. He will advance. His answer will not be a defense, but a breathtaking revealing. He will put back the veil of his humanity to reveal his glorious unity with the Father. His divine authority to give life, to execute judgment, and to receive honor equal with God himself. The healing was the sign. Now comes the sermon. The conflict over command is about to become a revelation of his very nature. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.